I was born and raised in Iraq, born in Babylon and raised mostly in Baghdad. Being an atheist in Iraq is like being the only sober person in a car filled with drunk people and you're not allowed to drive. The problem is not only being an atheist in Iraq as much as being a minority in a Muslim-dominated country. Now in the recent Iraqi elections, there were fatwas and signs in the Iraqi elections saying don't vote for the secularists, said by high imams, because they think that secularism is a threat to their existence, which is true in some respects. It's not a threat to Islam, but it's a threat to Islamism, which is to use Islam as a political force to control the country. I don't like the term moderate Muslim. I created a scale from 1 to 10 between those who are literalists and those who I call cafeteria. So the cafeteria is somebody who goes to a cafeteria. You only don't pick the whole menu from the cafeteria. You only pick a cookie and a coffee. And the moderates, what I refer to as moderates, are the people who cherry pick as much as possible to be able to resonate that with their own beliefs. I think that both sides use the Quran to justify their own beliefs, and they can be both true based upon a contradictory book. So Al-Qaeda can pick a verse that says you should kill the atheist or the Jew or the Christian, and moderates use the verse that says, oh, you should love people regardless of their faith, and there should be no compulsion in religion. People should not be forced to believe. So it's a contradictory faith and contradictory people. A recent one I met he's a gay Muslim in New York City, and I asked him, like, how do you resonate between, in my opinion, different attitudes? And he said, Islam to me is about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And then I told him, you're quoting Jefferson over here, and he's also one of the person who's like, I told him about the verses about stoning homosexuals, etc. And he's like, oh, this is out of context, this is metaphorical, this is out of context. And he somehow created a religion for himself. In Muslim majority countries, Muslims are fighting between each other. So, I mean, look at Iraq. Well, Iraq is not kind of old story. Look at Syria, which, as we now speak, are fighting between Alawites, who are a faction of Shia Islam, supported by Iran and Hezbollah, versus the rebels, who are supported by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Turkey, and are Sunni-dominated forces. So Syria is a largely dominated Muslim country, so it's all Islam, technically, but they're killing each other about who should be the follower of the predecessor of the Prophet. It's been said that Islam is the most growing religion, but also need to be said that the reason why it's growing is because of, not because there are more people converting to Islam, it's because Muslims are having more children and they're indoctrinated with Islam, therefore there are more Muslims. So it's not that Stephen Hawking suddenly like, oh, look, the Quran makes so sense, I'm convert to Islam. It doesn't happen. It mostly happens with people who are a result of childbirth. They happen to be born to Muslim parents, they are labeled as Muslims, and in Iraq you are labeled a Muslim 2 minutes after you are born, and it stays in your ID until you die. So technically, when they're going to do the statistics, I'm a Muslim. I believe in the freedom of religion. I believe that Muslims have the right to believe whatever they want. But when it comes to issues of human rights, regardless of whether it's Islam, Christianity, or any ideology, I think that human rights triumphs cultural and religious rights.